What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Thursday, January 18th. My name, once again, is Chris Drummond. I'm a sports reporter based out of Minnesota, um, also a sports broadcaster, and also a proprietor of this Work Hard, Play Harder podcast that I started, where I love talking to different individuals, getting to know their why, getting to know them beyond their occupation, talking fun things and all things about the industry. I got a special guest that's coming on with me today. She has been a reporter out of Peoria, Illinois. She's been a bureau reporter out of Washington, D.C. She's been a reporter out of Omaha, Nebraska. And now she's reporting for NBC 10 Boston. She's also a graduate of Syracuse University with a degree and a master's degree. So we're going to talk to her about her why. We're going to talk to her about her why into journalism, get to know her a little bit, ask some fun questions, and just have a good time with this interview. So without any further ado, I bring to you the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Lauren Melendez.
There we go.
Good morning. How we doing?
Good morning. I'm good. I should have told you. I was probably going to be more casual because when I'm not working, I'm a tomboy. So.
Well, you still look pretty good to me as a tomboy.
I appreciate it. I hate dresses. I hate heels. I hate makeup. So.
That is okay. Listen, be you. As I always say to everybody, do you, boo. That's it.
I appreciate it. This is athleisure as me. So the hoodie and ponytail.
Hey, I accept it. I accept who you are. That's what's up. I love it.
Thank you.
No
How
question,
are you? Good morning.
I'm doing good. Doing pretty good. First of all, I just want to say thank you for coming on to my podcast. I really do appreciate it.
This is so cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And then secondly, I want to ask you, how's your week going?
What's today? Thursday? I don't even know what day it is because my schedule is so backwards. My week is productive. That's like probably my number one goal that I strive for. Whether it's good or bad, I still want it to be productive. So I'm knocking off the to-do list. I would give it a 9 out of 10 so far.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you. How about yours?
Same. No question. I'm actually in grad school as we speak.
Nice.
Decided to go back and get my master's in professional writing. So I got class tonight. I'm off today, but I work 4 10-hour days from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I get 3 days off in a week. I'm a sports reporter.
I prefer that schedule. I like that. I mean, I work long days anyway. I would rather 3 days off than 2. Let me see if I can get a little bit more late.
No, you good. You good.
Okay?
A little bit of background on myself and a little bit of background on why I wanted to talk to you on here. So I'm a sports reporter based out of Minnesota. I've covered high school, college. Sports is my life. I love it to death. As you can see the hat on,
I didn't know you were in Minnesota. How did you stumble on little old me?
So that's the background. So I wanted to normally I go on LinkedIn and I try to find people who are likewise like myself, right? Who are journalists, reporters, people that love the industry just as much as I do. Your name came up, and I stumbled upon you. To be honest with you, I really did. I do know a couple.
The search tool.
Right? I do know a couple people from NBC 10. I have a good friend named Trini.
Trini Casey.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know her. And then someone that used to be at NBC 10 but moved out to the West Coast. Her name is Audrey Astacio, I believe that's her last name. But
okay, so she was probably before me. I've only been there a little over a year now.
Okay, so Trini is definitely somebody that's been on the podcast before. And we're still good friends, still talk to this day. And I know, looking at your work, I was like, okay, it's somebody I definitely wanted to talk to. I looked at your reel, a lot of stuff that you did. One of my favorite pieces that you did was with the kids, with Michelle Obama and the chefs and the little kids.
Oh gosh, that reel is from Like
Yeah,
my first job in TV news. I need to take that down. It's
I
just
was like, okay.
outdated, and I was like 5 years younger. I was a little baby reporter then, but I was probably one of my favorite stories because it was all about representation, which is what I'm passionate about.
Absolutely. And I love you had me cracking up when you had the three of you coming out with the spray repellent. With the spray repellent. I was
Oh
like,
God! Oh,
yo,
that you saw like my college reel. Oh gosh, Chris. Wow, we took
yeah, I
that's
went back a little
throwback.
bit.
Yeah,
I did. I
yeah.
did. I know you from the 267, which is good because I got family out there from the 267.
Stand up, Philly.
Yeah, absolutely. So I knew that too. That also attracted me to want to talk to you as well. I see your passion clearly through your videos, and I just wanted to kind of talk to you and get to know you and have you on here and kind of just
I
break bread
appreciate
with
that.
you.
Yeah, let's do it. Cool.
So I always start off my podcast by asking this number one question, which is why, right? What is your why into journalism? Was there any role models or any inspirations growing up to in Philadelphia? As you say, West Philly is where you from.
Hmm.
Do you have any inspirations, right?
Absolutely. Well, first, so I always joke when I was little, I wanted to be a model, and then I realized I was not only too short, but I like food too much, so that wasn't gonna work. And then, and then my other passion was always creative writing, asking questions, anything literature based, even if I didn't realize that I was drawn to it. And honestly, I grew up when my dad would get me ready for school, the news was always on. So I think subconsciously, I was just developing a passion for news, which is, interesting because kids develop a passion to be firefighters and doctors and teachers. And for me, I just was drawn to the style that people communicated. So I sort of jumped into it by going to different journalism camps and reaching out to people that I would watch growing up, like on Fox Philadelphia, Chanel Jones, one of my favorite journalists. She's now on the Today Show. But my why really is because for me, journalism is the perfect marriage of my two passions, which is hunger for information. Flat out, I'm nosy. I always tell people my professional job is minding your business, and then being able to help people. So not
Right.
only can I ask questions and figure out, well, what the heck is going on? Why are all these cops, surrounding this house, or why is this street blocked off, or why have this group of people had this problem for so long? Then that translates into answers not only for me, but for the greater population, wherever I am, whoever I'm serving, whatever community I'm focusing on. So I've always loved volunteering. I've always loved giving back. But to me, I wanted to find a way to still do what I love because you still want to make a living. You still want to, be true to your passion, but also fuse the things that I like to do in my off time, which is again helping people. So I think to me, journalism is a really good combination of both of those things.
Absolutely. We off to a terrific start, Lauren. I like that.
Awesome.
I like that. You went to Syracuse University, so you're an Orange Man alumni.
I
Um,
am. And
I
proud
want
too. We're in Newhouse. Newhouse specifically, the journalism school, we call
right.
ourselves the Newhouse Mafia. We are so obnoxious and we love it. We make no apologies.
That I feel that. Fun fact. So that was one of the first schools I went to because I got family up, not just in Philadelphia, but also my dad. He lives up in upstate
Mhm.
New York. So one of my first few schools that I went to was Syracuse, for a visit. I really loved the school. I just couldn't love the cold. But then I moved to Minnesota.
Listen,
How does that make sense?
I
Right?
know. Look at where you ended up. And it's funny. I didn't visit. I didn't go to Syracuse. It was a last minute decision.
Hmm.
I don't know what was going on during the college process. I had a full ride to another school and
Right.
something just wasn't clicking for me. And I just remember hearing so much about, I mean, I'd applied, I was familiar with their programs, but I think for me, I wanted that like community sense, like, the people rally around the sports teams. It's a college town, so you kind of get that community feel. I knew at that point when I was going that it had some Greek life. It was just something I had heard about and wanted at least the option to participate in later down the line. So between, the reputation for journalism and academics, and then just the social part, because let's be honest, you're getting out of high school, you're on your own, you're like, I want to have a good time, but you obviously want
Sure.
to get a good education too. So I thought Syracuse was a good fit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I ended up there.
So to piggyback off that, excuse me, I want to know what other schools, because you talked about a full ride, what other schools could have persuaded you from going to Syracuse? Or what other schools did you apply for?
I applied to Temple. The full ride was Loyola,
Okay.
in New Orleans. I
Mm.
just didn't, something doesn't speak to you. It was a great school. I'd done a college tour in high school. I'd actually come to Boston and looked at MIT and Harvard, and I was a little younger then, but I think in my mind, I wanted to be um, I wanted to be close enough to family that I could get there if there was an emergency, but far enough that they couldn't just pop up. You know what I mean? I wanted a little independence. I'm an only child, so I've always kind of been able to, do my own thing and maneuver pretty independently, but I still wanted to be on the East Coast. So I think for me, Loyola was just a little too far. Temple was just a little too close, and Syracuse was like right in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, Temple real close. There's no question.
It's like up the
That's
street.
real.
So, mom and dad can no, I need to grow a little bit, sort of stand on my own 2 feet.
Nah, I feel that. I do. I'm gonna ask you some fun things, Lauren. All right. So what I
Okay,
want you to do is you give me the 411 based upon these questions. Are you with me?
I'm with it.
All right, let's do it. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh, I like to cook French toast.
Oh
Hands
wow,
down French
we gonna
toast.
be very good friends, Lauren. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We're gonna be very
I'm so
good friends.
basic. I'm a breakfast girl. So I'm a breakfast girl and I like sugary breakfast. It's probably not good. I like syrup and bread. So I think French toast is my favorite meal to cook. Favorite meal to
Mm.
eat is probably pizza. So
Oh my gosh. I mean, I haven't found a person that said those two
nothing in there
things
is
on this
healthy.
podcast for real. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, the fun fact before I get into the next one. So I'm a breakfast dude. Like
Okay.
literally, I'm the type of person that comes home, make pancakes, make sausages,
All of that.
eggs for dinner. You know what I'm saying? So I love
Yeah,
that. I
breakfast for
really do.
dinner. Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Now hold on. Do you put the powdery on the French toast? Do you have it with like powder or no? No powder.
If I'm making it for other people, I'll do that. For myself, I'm like basic. I have other secret weapons,
Oh,
little vanilla, little splash of nutmeg. I'm not gonna give away all my trade secrets,
okay.
but for other people, I like to do it up. A little um some fresh fruit on top, little powdered sugar, little compote. But other than that, when I make it for me, I'm like just wham bam.
Oh my God, I'm cheesing hard over here. You just can't see the red because of my pigmentation, girl. You just can't see it, but it's okay. I'm
That's so
cheesing hard.
funny.
I like that. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm,
Probably at this point, Beyonce's concert this
mm,
past summer in July. I hadn't been to a concert in a long time, and I'm not a huge concert person. Like, I really have to like the artist. Um, her visuals were out of this world. Her performance. I think it was like, when you can tell someone puts resources into their product. It was
mm-hmm.
an experience. It wasn't just like, oh, okay, we jumping around the stage and flashing lights. There, the choreography, the organization, the visuals, the music, the quality of the sound. I was like, who is this? And I'm not in the Beehive. I do appreciate her though, and I really had a great time. So I would probably say now Beyonce,
Oh
the
yeah,
Renaissance. Yeah.
no question, and that's like a bucket list thing for anybody who loves music. You got to go see like artists like her because she does it
Yeah.
perfect, no doubt about it. Had an opportunity to do security for her. Nah, not
Wow.
security,
That's
but
cool.
event security, like being able
Hmm.
to go to her concert and be able to stand next to her security. Her security is big for a
Oh,
reason.
I'm
And she,
sure.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, he was
No
huge.
doubt about that.
I was like, oh okay, I feel comfortable now. I'm good.
Well, I'm good. The security is secure.
Yeah, right, right, no doubt. So next favorite I got for you is favorite place you've ever traveled to.
Oh. Um, Gosh, good questions. All right, let's say Egypt, Africa.
Okay, you
Um,
gotta tell me about that. Wow.
Honestly, it's wild as I wish I was a little bit older when I went. My father took me
Mm,
um just to kind of learn about my heritage and really not only see and hear, but like touch, the ground and be in the communities where, our ancestors originated. So it was beautiful seeing the pyramids and a lot of people don't think that or a lot of people will tell you Egyptians don't identify as African, although they are in Africa. And
right.
so a lot of our history, I identify as Black, I'm half Latina, but a lot of my African American side, a lot of folks don't understand, our ancestors are from all over. And so it was beautiful to go there and to learn the history. I was about 13, but it was also incredible just to share that with my father, you know what I mean, being able to travel with him. So I think just for the memory of it all and the fact that we were able to do that would probably be my favorite trip, my favorite place.
That's pretty dope. That is really cool. And you are absolutely right with everything you said. I'm a history buff myself. I love learning about stuff like that. Haven't
Mhm.
had the opportunity to travel as much to learn about it, but I'm huge on history, like Holocaust, our history, Black history.
Mhm. All history, yeah.
Absolutely, no doubt. I always ask this favorite question, and I love asking this one. It's a two-part question, Lauren.
Okay.
Favorite sport you like to watch, and part B, favorite sport that you like to attend in person. So like to watch on TV and attend in person.
Okay. Favorite sport to watch now would probably be football because I have now entered the realm of sports betting. So now I'm like watching and I have like money on the line and I'm understanding it more. I'm not really a sports person. So my friends will joke and tell you like I'm always like they got to tell me whenever I do sports stories for the
Mhm.
shows or I'm always like what does this mean and who's this player and is this the right phrasing? But now that I'm understanding it more, and also now that I'm in New England, this huge sports town, it's but Boston specifically, I like watching football. Favorite to attend, probably basketball or football. I think just in general, when you go to sporting events like that, it's insane. Fans are wild. You kind of can't have a bad time. I mean, other than maybe it being cold. Even to me too, even if you just have crappy seats, it's like just being able to be in that environment. It's loud, it's exciting. You got the professional players there. You're probably eating a bunch of food, which is my favorite thing to do. So I would say, yeah, football to watch, maybe basketball to attend.
No question. I'm with you on that. I mean, obviously, y'all got a pretty good Celtics team out there that could possibly win it all. And then, obviously, y'all just hit some news with your football team hiring the first Black head coach. So that's
Yes,
pretty decent.
yes. I was watching that announcement yesterday. It's major. I still get a lot of flack whenever I identify as we when referring to like Celtics or Sox or any type of Patriots. My family is like, who's we? It's Sixers, it's Flyers, it's
Yeah,
Eagles. And I'm like, I know, but I live here. So, but no,
right.
that announcement yesterday was incredible. Like to see him not only be the first Black head coach, but the youngest.
Yep.
Um, and I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, he doesn't have the experience," and I'm like, "Look, they're dismantling the entire team. Why not give him a
Right.
shot?" You know what I mean? So, and
Right.
and either way, like I just think it's incredible. We have an early Black History Month gift, so I'm excited to see what he'll do. And I think he's very. I can tell from the press conference, he's very passionate and he's very focused on changing some things. So I'm looking forward to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. The players respect him, which is the most important thing.
Right, right.
Robert Kraft knows him. He's a former player of the Patriots. And then also, you know, just because he's first time, there's a lot of people in the league that's gotten a first time and hasn't, I mean, they've been all different colors, right? White, black, whatever. But
Exactly. Right.
experience, only goes so far as the talent goes. If you got talented players or if you have a team that can win, no matter if your first year or 15 years, you're gonna win. So if you can coach, you can coach. That's just my
Exactly.
for
We're
sure.
gonna find out. We shall see. A lot of folks think he'll be a 1 or 2 season, maybe 3 season coach. Other people I hear would swear by this man, you know what I mean? And for the exact reason you said is that he's been with the Patriots organization.
Sure.
The players know him. I think if I'm correct, he spent all of his professional career with the Patriots, starting from a player through now, you know what I mean? So I mean, you can't deny that. He's clearly inside the organization. So I don't know, but let's root for him. Why not? What does it cost us to support him and want to see the team and him do well?
Absolutely. I'm with you. 1000% I'm with you. And by
Yeah.
the way, if you need some help with that sports betting, girl, please hit me up. Don't
Ah,
hesitate. Don't hesitate now.
I'm a
Okay.
baby better. So I'm like,
Oh, that's even better. That means you
I
don't lose
put
a
up
lot of
like
money.
$5 and I hit 100 and I'm like, okay, good.
That's even better. That's even better. That means you don't lose a lot of money. You don't spend a lot of money.
No,
That's
I'm
great.
a scaredy cat. I'm not there yet. I have friends who are like I had a friend who hit like 12K. Like, how did you do this? You know what I mean? He'll put up maybe 75, $100, which I mean,
That's
depending
not
on,
bad.
your financial situation and what your risk, your comfort level is with the risk may be a lot or not, but I'm not. If I lose $75, I'm gonna be mad. So I'm like, I stick to my little small bets. So
I feel you on that. $75 is a bill, girl. That's a bill.
listen, hello, okay, that's a gas, that's a full tank of gas
Hey,
and a little bit left over.
hello. We living on our own now. We got to pay our bills like
Okay.
that. Last of the favorites before I get back to it. Favorite restaurant.
Ooh, okay, there's a restaurant in Philly called Sabrina's Cafe. I'm typically not a fan of chain restaurants. I like to just have like a unique dining experience.
Mm,
But they have opened up a few more locations, but the food is incredible. Their French toast, the bread is like this thick. The portions are amazing. The
okay.
service is incredible. Yeah, honestly, that's a hard one because especially living here now, there's so many places to eat. Like that's the one thing I'm excited about is I think like I've told myself every week or every other week I'll try a new spot, whether it's a cafe, whether I'm grabbing something quick,
Mhm.
so much to choose from. Like I don't even know where to begin. So I'm gonna stick with the Sabrina's Cafe at home, and then give me another 6 months, and I'll have a local spot for you.
I got you. Say less. I feel that. I want to talk to you about your day to day. Right now, I know you're a reporter. Obviously, you reported in Omaha, Peoria, Washington D.C. Now you in Boston, NBC 10 Boston to be exact. But tell me what you do on a day to day basis. Do you have a routine that you like to just get to? I know it's news stories. I would like to know when you do hard news stories, do you take that home with you? Or did you take that home with you when you first started? Because hard news stories was, some reporters it's hard for them to shake when you do those kind of
Yeah.
stories.
I think I would be lying if I said I didn't take news home.
Mm,
I I like talking about news. So I'm probably, I wouldn't say in the minority, but I'm one of those folks that's like the headlines make great conversation later. Or I'm arguing with my friends about something. Even in my group chat with my homies from like my last job, we are such students of journalism that I love that, and we like, but like we're us at the same time. So we'll be, going back and forth about a headline or a topic, or we'll trade our own reports. Day to day though, to answer your question, I would say, so I wake up pretty early. I'm on air by 5 o'clock in the morning during the week. So I typically get my assignment from the morning team around 2:30ish. And so I will figure out, what elements I need. Do I need sound? Do I need a graphic? Do I need to go do more research? Do I, what do I need to put this story together? I'll write it up, and then I have what's called a content producer. So that's the person that I'm working with directly. This is when I'm reporting.
hmm
And so she's the one helping me sort of craft how it'll look on TV. So they may say, all right, Lauren, you're on, and this is just throwing something out there. You are on the double shooting or the double homicide from last night, right? So I'll take a report from last night, unless there's breaking news the day of, and I'm freshening that script. What do we know? Who are the suspects? What do police tell us? Look at the press release. Look at, what video do we have? And so I'm putting that together. And then when I get in the studio, I jump on air, and we have what are called, so I have 2 hits in a day, or 2 hits in every hour. So in the 5 to 5:30 hour, I may be on one story, and in the 5:30 to 6 o'clock half hour, we call the back half, I may have like a lighter story. So this week I was on the Emmys. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. There was
Right.
a local woman who won, and so obviously anytime we have a local tie to something national, we try to localize it and bring that forward. So the day changes though, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when I'm in the studio and I'm working as a journalist or a reporter, rather, there's a little bit more structure. I'm assigned a story, or I pitch a story, and then I can work on that. If there's breaking news or weather, you know what I mean, which you're familiar with, they could, all bets are off. They can tell me, go over here, tell us what you see. There's a rollover accident, or hey, jump in our weather truck and find accidents, and then we'll grab a hit from you. I'm literally in the passenger seat and I'm driving down the road while my photographer's driving, hey, we're on I-95 South. I just saw 3 cars swerving. These are the conditions, you know, making sure that the people who are waking up and listening to us and getting ready for their day understand the conditions. So
Absolutely.
it's a little bit of back and forth. And then on the weekends when I anchor, it's a whole different ball game. You know, we have fantastic producers who are working from midnight throughout the morning to put together the stories, getting updates from stories we've already had, listening to scanners, figuring out what's happening so that we can have fresh content for the morning. And then myself and my co-anchor are at the desk. That's when we're in the studio, you know, at the table delivering the actual news to our community. So
I love that. No, I love that breakdown of what you do, because a lot of people, you know, especially college graduates, I hate to call them kids, but I am a little bit older than them. I'm in my 30s now. But these college graduates that you know, come about on this podcast here, you know, sometimes they don't get to really understand what goes on behind the scenes with producing, with you getting together. They just see the finished product. They see the wonderful, beautiful Lauren Melendez anchoring, doing the reporting and holding the microphone. But like you said, you got to write, you got to get prepared. It's a whole team to get you prepared out there.
Oh, there's a whole team. And I'm so glad you said that, because this is not a one-man band. There are so many people involved in making the final product. So we have a fantastic crew on all shifts, from morning to dayside to night to overnight. But that is both on air and off air. So you, the viewer at home, may see myself on TV, put together, composed. Sometimes I'm running out because I'm working on something and I'm trying to save out of a script and I just got an update, or, you know what I mean? There's breaking news, or sometimes there's technical issues, you know, that's sort of the fun of it all. It can be a little bit of organized chaos, you know, sometimes equipment doesn't work. Our equipment is great, but you know, every now and then someone wants to update and initialize in the middle of a show.
Oh, yeah.
But we have producers who are working overnight to get the information and write scripts. We have content producers who help build the physical, I don't know how to describe it. So if you want, you know, if you want the anchor to be on this camera and you want a graphic to be behind them over here, and you know what I mean, they're the ones that are helping to craft that and write and put the actual scripts in the show. You have executive producers who are managing the whole team and doing a little bit of everything. And then you have people in our master control who are making sure that the reporters who are in the field are called in and that the signal is strong, that they can hear, and that this person, you know, that the lighting is good and we can see them, you know, all of these different factors. You got photographers behind the camera out in the elements with the reporter who are making them look great, who are making sure the audio is good, who are also editing, directors who are making sure the camera shots are set up correctly. You know, when you look at a TV and you see the over the shoulder graphic and the anchor is sitting like this and, you know, everything looks great, that's because they adjusted it. You know, there's so much attention to detail, and I get in the weeds because I'm a nerd, but you cannot have a flawless newscast without so many people involved. So I think folks should really understand that it is such a group effort.
Absolutely, and it's not always glamorous.
No.
You know, a lot of people. Obviously, you're at NBC 10 Boston, right? But you've worked your way up, and you've earned that, right? And you deserve your roses for doing that, because if everybody can do it, they would do it. But you've done it, deservingly so. But there's people in lower markets that got to be one-man bands carrying the equipment around and doing live shots and stuff like that. That, you know, sometimes I've talked to on here, and you know, it could be a little bit frightening because sometimes they're going to areas that you really don't know about. Sometimes you get people that honk at you. Sometimes you get people that cross over your live shot and say things to you. I'm not sure if you've ever went through that or not, but I'm just restating that some of those people that I've talked to have certainly went through it, male and female.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We can't gloss over MMJ's multimedia journalist, this sort of new era of journalism. It's both beautiful and frightening at the same time. And I say that because the idea that one person can do so much is awesome. You know what I mean? That's how I was brought up, you know, when I was in grad school, when I went to Newhouse, and, you know, they were like, when you get into the field, when you get your first job, chances are you'll be in a smaller market and you will be expected to shoot your story, edit your story, write your story. I was completely hands-on down to what graphic I wanted behind the anchors, which camera I wanted them to point to so that when you know what I mean? Like I thought about it from a production standpoint because in my first market, I was an anchor MMJ. So I was anchoring, writing my scripts, figuring out the camera shots, and then I would go and report. And so I still had both hats on, which I think is fantastic, but it can
Yeah,
be scary because there were days where I would, on our weekends, we had a skeleton crew and the MMJs who were done, who did maybe 2 packages and 2 VOSATs, my goodness, all with their own camera, shooting everything, holding a camera, interviewing somebody. They're done for the day. And let's say my show starts at 10,
right,
8:30 we got breaking news and it's only 2 miles away. I'm out the door. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grab it. We don't have anybody. I may grab cell phone video, come back, and yeah, I may be going to a neighborhood that's not the safest, or I'm not familiar with it.
right,
You hear these stories of people, journalists showing up to a scene, they're just doing their job. But families are grieving, if it's violence or something's going on, nobody wants to see cameras showing up. You know what I mean? You have to think about it from their standpoint. So some people have been threatened, some people have been, approached, and they don't know how to handle it. So it's unique that people can do everything. And I don't think it's necessarily a problem,
right.
but there are fine lines that have to be towed in terms of, your safety and then like the quality of journalism. So although I MMJ'd and I love it because it prepared me for every level of my career, I
Sure.
think I appreciate where I am now because there's a photographer who can worry about the audio, who can worry about if the camera is tilting while I'm talking, who can
Right,
make sure
right.
that my subject is lit properly and grab unique shots and do a creative stand-up. So there are some amazing MMJs who do all of it and make it look like they had 3 people. I wasn't one of them. I tried my hardest and I won awards and I'm really grateful, but I definitely shout out MMJs because they do so much work. They wear so many hats. And like you said, it takes a while to start from maybe market 190 to get to market 9 in Boston and, get to that level.
Sure. And that's a great segue, Lauren, to this next question, which is mental health. We definitely got to talk about that because obviously, from one journalist to another, we both know how this industry is. A lot of the words that are being used sometimes is overworked and underpaid, especially when you start out. Let's just call it what it is. And mental health sometimes goes on the back burner when you're trying to look at the bottom line from the hierarchy standpoint, right? They don't view an individual's mental health as important. I ask you, how do you manage your mental health, right? How do you keep good mental health and work life balance? Because obviously you're a pretty dope person to talk to, and you seem like a wonderful woman to be around. But you also seem about your business as well. When it comes to work, it's work time. So I respect that tremendously. So tell me, how do you manage your mental health and your work life balance?
Now I'm more cognizant of it. I definitely think in the beginning, yeah, when you're making 30K and you're 25, you have no money and you have no vacation, you don't have enough money to travel or take a day off, your mental health can suffer, even if you don't realize it. You're just stressed. Maybe you're not eating right, you're not sleeping well, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's tough. And so I think companies are more aware of it now. And I I hate that it even got to this point where we had to have a pandemic and we had to have,
Mm-hmm.
people um not I don't want to say picketing, but like, we had to have like this reckoning in journalism where folks were like, no, I'm not
Right.
doing this. This is not fair. This is not healthy. I'm not being paid a living wage. And I just think I'm happy that we're here. I'm sad that it took this long. But for me, I think at this point now, I take the vacation. You know what I mean? NBCU is amazing. I will say this in terms of the amount of time that they give their employees just for vacation, sick time, personal days. I would not say this if it wasn't true. I am not being paid to say that. So for me, it's like, I take the time. If I need a day off, I'll take it. Um, Last year when the situation happened in Memphis, where the man was beaten to death by officers, I
Yeah.
came into work. So the video was released, and I'm just using this as an example. The video was released on a Friday night, the body cam footage. I had to anchor. I would have been. I was the first time. My show was the first time you would have seen it. You know, I was the first person to introduce it for our station. Right. It just happened to fall into the weekend shift.
Right.
So I was like, all right, do I watch it? And then how do I handle it? I don't want to come into work not having seen it because technically that's my homework, right? Like I need to know what's going on the night before I have to be on air and report about something or deliver information. So I'll watch
Exactly.
it. This was the first time, Chris, I was like, not okay. It makes me tear up to this day. I was so shocked because unfortunately, every day we're reporting on shootings, homicides, fires, stabbings.
Mhm.
We're doing human interest stories where people lose their life to cancer or someone gets hit by a car. We have so much bad news. We have a lot of good news. But unfortunately, there's a level of poise you have to maintain when you hear these stories, and we get desensitized, right?
Sure.
So, and that's not to say that that's the case with every story, but you kind of you take it in, you process it, and then you move on. You kind of have to. This hit different. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. I just was heartbroken. Like I couldn't keep it together. So after the show, I just pulled my colleagues aside. I had a real moment. I was like, y'all, I'm just not okay. Like I don't want to continue anchoring today. I need to go home. This is hurting my heart culturally as a woman of color. I see my uncles and my cousins and my father and my friends in that man. And I need to leave. No questions asked. You know what I mean? Like there's a level of respect that they had and they understood. You know what I mean? There's community in my newsroom, which I really appreciated. And I think having the courage to say that and not being like, oh, you're weak or well, you're an anchor, this is your job. Like, you know what I mean? Being able to say that and explain that and express it and then being supported was one of the ways that I maintained my mental health. I needed to walk away so that the next time I reported on it, I could be objective. I could still deliver it, factually, but with empathy and, there's just a lot of layers to it. My advice for people who aren't there, who are
Right.
broke and in their first job and don't have that leisure, is to find some outlet, whether it's the gym, whether it's cooking, whether it's something you can do every night, relaxing, whatever it is, you do have to find one thing, just one, because you can lose yourself in this field and not to anyone's fault. Like when you're passionate about something and it's your day to day, it's easy to get wrapped up into it, even if it's not traumatic. You know what I mean? That's what workaholics are, people who love what they do but have a hard time detaching from it. It just so happens that in our career field, every day we're met with traumatic images. We're replaying it over and over again. We're constantly talking about it. We're working on it. We're interacting with the people who are affected by it. Sometimes our job is to stick a microphone in someone's face on their worst day. They just lost all their belongings in a house fire. Now you got to go talk to them and you're supposed to go home and just have a normal day. So it's tough. But I would say that find someone you can talk to and find a thing, anything, you know what I mean? Just that you can find a way to relax and take a deep breath and just kind of like decompress.
I love that answer. I
Sorry, that's
really do.
heavy, but
No, 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 no. Listen, I love the candidness. I love the way you talk. I mean, I could listen to you all day. We got more questions, but I could listen to you talk pretty much about that for sure. Two things just to piggyback off of that, to be honest with you. Fun fact, I was in Minneapolis when the George
George
Floyd
Floyd.
thing happened.
Mhm.
The very next day we had a game to shoot. We had a game to shoot. I had a game to write about, cover, talk to coaches, athletes, all that. And I was pretty shooken up because
Right.
I was the only black person working in the actual newsroom. And everybody, they was like all sad and everybody was asking me questions all day long about it. How do you feel? How do you feel? I feel like I
Hmm.
don't really do this game. I feel like I
Right.
just want to
Right.
go home and kind of decompose because I can't believe what I just saw in a town that I live in. It doesn't make any sense what I just saw. Um, and for people to be like, well, I mean, I know we listen, I'm being honest with you guys. I can't shoot this today. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Hats
I'll
off
be
to
back,
you.
right? So it's a fun fact because it's kind of relatable to what you're talking about, right? You had to go on there and you had to report that, and in your mind whether or not you are okay.
Hmm.
And you wasn't okay. And I know I wasn't okay seeing that George Floyd. And I know I've seen that several times. Like you said, you envision a family member. Like it's not your
Yeah.
family, but you can envision like a family member, like a father, a dad, like not father, an uncle, all that. You can envision that on the ground, right? And
Yeah.
everybody knows about George Floyd. And there's nobody that's living under a rock or a boulder that doesn't know about that story.
And then
So,
we replayed it, you know what I mean? It became a situation where it was like we broadcast this man's death over and over and over. So there is a level of trauma in that, you know what I mean, that people
without question.
don't recognize as being embedded psychologically. And I just think that's tough, you know?
Without question.
Sorry, I'm such a crybaby. Like I really do get very moved by these things because I've had friends like you who are affected by it and you know didn't have the leisure of saying like I can't. You know what I mean? They just had to keep going. And I think people really need to listen to that gut nowadays, where there's being so much stuff, so many avenues, so much overstimulation. Like you have to listen to yourself.
Right. And that was the second thing I was going to touch up on. What you said, and I hope people listening when I do post this conversation that we have, is that you do have to listen to your gut. It's okay to sometimes say no.
Right,
And
right.
a lot of the times, people mental health is affected by that because they're trying to get in, they're trying to be reliable, they're trying to be the go-to person, and they're trying to prove it.
Exactly. I can identify with that. You want to be a yes man. You want to be the one that they know, oh my gosh, like we can call her. And I won't lie. I think for a while being the yes man helped me get into certain doors. You know, you needed me to work a double. I know I wanted to be an anchor someday. You need me to do this. I want to I want to know, I want my managers to see that I can handle the tough story. But I
Sure.
also think that there is a lot of power in communication. And you can pull a manager aside and say, look, I just want you to know something like, I want to make sure you know I'm reliable. I will always go to bat. Today, I'm having a hard time. These are humans, you know what I mean? Our managers are managers, but they're humans too. And I think there's strength in being able to say that and they can respect that, you know, that you want to come back stronger for the next shift, for the next tough story, and not push that under a rug.
Sure. No, I'm with that. Totally. 1000%. We are at the portion now of this conversation doing this or that. So this or that
Okay.
is
For
what I
that.
like to do. I like to throw out two things, and you just tell me either this or that. Are you with me?
Okay. I'm with you.
All right, let's do it. Popeyes or KFC?
Okay, wait, KFC, but let me tell you something. I'm not a big meat eater. Um, I was vegetarian for most of my childhood, and I
Wow.
just started eating like fast food. So I'll go with KFC because when I was little, that was what I ate when I was with like my dad. Like if we went to get fast food or something, it might have been KFC. I don't really go to Popeyes.
Okay, okay. I'm a Popeyes guy.
You're
I
a
do
Popeye?
like
I
KFC.
respect it. Okay.
I do like KFC though. But you know, when I lived in the South, because I transplanted from Atlanta, so
Okay.
when I lived down here,
Oh, okay. No, I feel you. I feel you.
yeah, it was the truth, no question. Okay, MJ or LeBron?
Ooh, MJ.
Okay,
MJ.
I like that. I
MJ.
like
I mean, I know a lot of people will give me flack for that because people are very team LeBron and he is so talented. But to me, MJ is the greatest of all greats.
I was small when MJ played,
Mhm.
obviously, but MJ for me too, because my
Okay.
parents are from Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
hmm yeah.
Yeah,
My
so they
dad
might
was
not like if
born.
you went LeBron.
No. They're totally MJ, no question about
Yeah.
it.
I went to school with his daughter, fun fact. Jasmine Jordan went to Syracuse and everybody was like, oh my gosh. And he came to Syracuse a couple times and would show up for different events. So
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I like that. These next three have to do with music.
Okay.
Which concert would you rather see in rather or performer, I should say, would you rather see in person? Brandy or Monica?
Brandy.
Okay, I
Brandy.
like that.
Yeah.
I like
I was obsessed with Moesha. And then Brandy to me always had this beautiful voice. And
mm-hmm.
I feel like I watched her more. Monica's my girl, and she can sing. I'm not saying she can sing, but
Mm-hmm.
probably I remember I had her album, and you know, when I was my teenage years thinking I knew everything, I feel like Brandy would be one of the people I would have like a poster on my wall. So Brandy.
Right, right. I don't know if you remember this song, but Almost Doesn't Count. It's probably one of my
Almost
favorites.
doesn't count. Absolutely. That's a
Yeah,
hit. That's a classic.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
one of my favorites for sure, no
Yeah.
doubt. Okay, I like that. Next one has to do with music again. Tyrese, or would you rather see Genuine in person?
Oh man, okay, probably Genuine.
Ooh, okay,
Um,
okay.
Baby Boy, that movie just messed it up for me with Tyrese. He made me so mad. So Genuine for sure. Um,
Funny.
yeah, even some I was born in give you my age. I was born in 91. I'm 32.
Okay.
So although Genuine was a little bit before me, I still knew a lot of his songs, still had him on the playlist. Probably wasn't supposed to. And I feel like I listened to him more than I would listen to Tyrese. So Genuine.
Okay. Well, fun fact for you, I thought you were actually a little bit younger than that. I really did.
Oh, well, we are
Yeah,
new best friends, sir.
I did.
Yes.
I
No,
did.
I'm a granny.
I know because listen, because I was actually born in '87, so
Okay.
I'm up there too with you.
We
That's
are
why I was
seasoned. Okay. We are not old. We
right,
are seasoned.
right. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking 29, to be honest with you. No
I'll
cap.
go with
20.
29. I will take 29. That's another decade. We will do it.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. Okay. I like that. Genuine. Okay. So last of the music ones that I'm gonna hit you with. Now,
Okay.
this is a couple of throwback artists, right?
All
Which
right.
one would you
Okay.
rather have seen in person? Whitney Houston or Janet Jackson?
Ooh, that's hard.
I know it
Okay.
is.
I will say Whitney. Janet's coming to Boston this summer. So maybe I will actually get to see her in real life. But Whitney is just, I mean, her voice is different.
It is.
And it's so interesting because I watched her movie, the most recent one that came out, and I forgot how many hit songs she had. Like I forgot how talented this woman was. Like she may not be on my everyday playlist, but I mean that woman has hits. And so it kind of reminded me, wow, like there are some songs that like I can listen to and like be in my feelings that I like. I'm in a Whitney mood now. So I'll go with Whitney. Yeah, for sure.
I like that. 91 Super Bowl was probably one of the best national
Oh,
anthems ever sung, ever by an artist. I mean, probably only one that tops it, if you ever saw it, was Marvin Gaye's at the NBA.
no. Okay.
So he did uh, a rendition of the national anthem that nobody has ever done. He's
Really? Okay. I need to go Google it after this. Interesting.
if you put Marvin Gaye national anthem NBA All Star Game, it will come up.
Okay.
Um,
Okay,
and
cool.
he just did it. He just sang it so differently. Um,
Really? And people
yeah,
he took some liberties and people were okay with it.
yeah, absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
We'll
It's
have to add to the queue.
one of the best ever. No question. All right, I like that. Now let me ask you: Do you now
Okay.
you said you just got into meat? Do you eat chicken wings though?
Well, right now I'm like on a steak bender. So I'm like
Okay,
eating lean steak. But yes, I do enjoy wings, especially on like a Sunday game day. Like I'm a honey barbecue kind of girl.
now see that's where I was getting to. Do you like barbecue over lemon pepper?
I have never had lemon pepper.
Oh Lord, we're going to do. Can we change that, please? Can we change that?
So this is the thing. I kind of stick to what I know. I'm not a dry rub person. I like it to be saucy, messy. Um, I have never had lemon pepper. And what's crazy is all my friends are like, lemon pepper's so good. And I'm like, is it overhyped? Like, is it really that good? So if you say I should go try a lemon pepper wing, I
Yes.
will add that on my list of things to do this month.
Please do, and hit me up when you do. Okay, and so
Okay.
I need to
But I
know. I
can't
need
just
to
go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
everybody's lemon pepper probably is not equal. So
This is true. This is very true. Now that leads me into the next one, which is bone in or boneless wing. Do you eat?
bone in. Boneless is like a chicken nugget. Like I don't
Oh,
bone
oh my
in. I gotta
God.
have a
I've
bone in.
heard that so many damn times
Like
on
it
this
just tastes
podcast.
like what? No, I'm a traditional girl. If I'm gonna eat a chicken wing, I want a bone in. Yeah.
Okay, I feel that. I
Yeah.
feel that.
What about you?
Oh, I'm strictly either one, but bone in. I like to get messy.
Either one.
Uh,
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. I like to get messy. I am a foodie too, Lauren. So that's
Mm,
why I'm saying we're gonna be very good friends because
yeah.
I
Yeah.
know
If
for
I'm gonna
sure
eat, I'm gonna eat,
if I'm with you, I'm not going hungry, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
I tell my friends I apologize in advance, but I'm gonna eat.
Oh,
So
hey, hey, do your thing. I know I like to eat too, so no doubt. What sport would you rather watch on TV? Baseball or hockey?
probably baseball. I'm half Puerto Rican, so Latinos love baseball. My father is a huge Phillies fan. And so I remember, sitting in the living room, he's watching it. I didn't want to watch it, but I had to. So I'm just most familiar with that. So I'd probably say baseball.
I would definitely say baseball. God bless your father's heart for being a Phillies fan. Damn one. God bless his heart, man. But I'm a Padres fan, so I
Oh,
understand.
okay.
Yeah, Padres. I mean, I got the Braves on. That's my second team.
Yeah, I was about to be like, sir.
Yep. I root for the Braves too because I lived out, so I lived out there for a lot of years. But
Right,
I was
right.
raised in San Diego.
Okay.
So
Oh, you've been all over. Wow. Okay.
yeah. My dad was in the Navy. So he was in the Navy out there. That's how I
Oh,
got to San Diego. So I was raised there. Went through all my schooling there until I went to Atlanta. That's where I went to college. And then I took my time with that because I was partying and
right,
doing a lot of different things. But then eventually I got my act together, matured, finally got my degree, and now
right.
working with my master's that I'll be getting in
Nice.
20. So, um,
Awesome.
yep, little skim through story about myself for sure.
Yeah, everybody has a story.
Absolutely, no doubt. And I obviously probably getting a little bit more depth with you offline for sure, for sure. Let me get three more questions of the this or that. So,
Okay.
um, this next question has to do with dessert. Now, you said you're a foodie, so you got to eliminate one of these, and you cannot eat it again. Okay,
Huh. Okay.
four desserts I'm gonna give you: A, pies; B, ice cream; C, cupcakes; D, cookies. Which one are you eliminating forever that you can't eat no more?
Pies. Pies.
Wow.
I'm a bread girl, so I like cupcakes. Um,
Okay.
I like
Okay.
cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I like what was the other one? Ice cream. Love ice cream. I like pie. But I'm not like I don't find myself like craving pie. Like if it's Thanksgiving, like I'll eat pie. But really, I'm a cheesecake girl. So if I have
Mm.
cheesecake, I'm happy. You know what I mean? That's it. But all the other
Um,
ones, I definitely want my cookies, I want my cakes. So,
so fun fact here, Lauren, and please don't judge me. I never had cheesecake.
so I've never had lemon pepper. You've never had cheesecake. If we can handshake, agree that that
Okay.
has to change
Okay.
ASAP,
Hey,
then we can maybe consider continuing a friendship.
okay, no doubt. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. So the first time I try it, I'm gonna hit you up, and then the
And
first
just
time you
get
try lemon
plain
pepper.
classic. Don't do nothing crazy. Just
I was just about to
classic
ask that. What should I get?
cheesecake. No, just get you a nice slice of cheesecake. Go to a bakery. Go to like a nice bake. Don't go to Cheesecake Factory. No shade. Don't go to go to a bakery. Like that's what they do. You know what I mean?
All right, got you. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Bowling. Bowling.
Are you good?
I'm nice. I am. I have a technique. Yes. And the last time I played was like 2 weeks ago and I spanked my opponent and I'm not sorry. So bowling. I couldn't play badminton to save my life. So
Lauren, I
bowling.
think you capping on that. I think you
What?
capping on
No,
that.
I'm telling you. I had to get the arm warmed up, but once we
Okay.
were in there, I had
All
it
right.
down to like a science. So
Okay. All right. I know. Listen, I gotta take your word for it. I think it's
yeah,
cap, but I know I don't
no,
know.
I have a screenshot of the score. So if people would like to see records, my job is facts. I can provide the facts. So.
I feel like that's a mic drop right there. We got to move on to the next
And
question.
that's that.
I like
No,
that.
definitely say bowling. Yeah.
Okay. Last of the this or that. I'm actually gonna come back to a music one. Cause I just thought of this one in my mind. Which artist would you rather see in concert? And this is a group. Would you rather see Boys the Men or New Edition?
Ooh. Um. God, that's hard. Mm,
That means I'm asking some good questions here. I like
No,
that.
because they both have such good songs. Damn. Okay, maybe, maybe New Edition.
You know what?
Yeah.
That depended on our friendship a lot. Because if you did not pick New Edition, it's gonna be interview over. For
Okay, so I just got in there. New Edition.
just
Yeah.
got in there. New Edition, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, not to crap on Boys to Men. But Boys to Men is good now. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
they are good.
but we talking New Edition now. Come on now.
Yeah,
We
I
got
mean,
they all went
yeah.
solo and came back as a group. Come
Yeah,
on now.
100%. Okay, New Edition for sure.
No doubt. If Lauren wasn't a journalist, right, as a passionate journalist, wonderful journalist as you are, what career would you have pursued and why?
Well, fun fact, um, I've just gotten, I wouldn't say just, I have recently really been into health and fitness. So now I would tell you probably be like a personal trainer or a like a group fitness coach. Like I love exercising with other people. I love the idea of like leading a class, like having a good time, good music, getting a good burn. Today, if you ask me this, it would be exercise science, something in that realm. Before, I would probably say, trying to think, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to do. I love animals. So if I could just like do what I wanted forever and just, not have to worry about anything, it would be like rescuing animals. Like I'm really passionate about that. When I was a kid, I got into a lot of trouble because I was always bringing cats home. So like my parents were like, this has to end. But I really
Right.
do, I'm passionate about like, helping animals. Obviously, they don't have the same autonomy we do, rescuing them, rehabilitating them. So yeah, something in like animal care or that. Yeah.
I feel that. I probably would do something in theater. Because
Theater.
I love plays. I love poetry. I love writing like poetry and stuff like that. I love musicals. You probably look at me
No,
like, well, that's something different.
no,
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's really cool.
yeah, I love that. I acted in a couple of musicals in high school, so it's just
You can
something
still
that
do it, like,
right. I probably could. I probably could if I
yeah,
really dedicated myself to it. I probably would be able to do that. I mean, I love sports with a passion. Love writing about
yeah.
it. Love doing human interest stories. But musicals is it's something about being another character that really intrigues me. Like I'm Chris every day,
Hmm.
so to be able to
Yeah.
actually
Well,
do
that's the
something
beauty
else,
of duality. You can be
right?
Chris and be another person too. And you don't have to have one career.
Right, right. No, facts on that. You're right about that for sure. But theater would be mine. That's for sure.
That's cool.
Um, I want to ask you about Boston. Like, I know you just got there. I've never been to Boston in my life.
Mhm.
I've talked to a few people that's went out there. They tell me good things, but they've also told me some things too about Boston as well. I need to know what is three things that I should know about Boston or I should do when I do arrive in Boston because I will be coming to there at some point.
Okay. I would say know that you will be stuck in traffic. Boston traffic is a nightmare. It is insane. All hours of the day, no matter what time of day, maybe with the exception of like Mondays and Fridays. Mondays, people typically tend to start their week working from home. And then Fridays, a lot of people take off to have a long weekend. But I mean, when I tell you, you will sit on the highway and be like contemplating life, it is rough. Traffic. You should definitely go see the Embrace Monument at the Boston Common. That
Okay.
is the embrace between Dr. MLK and Jr. and his wife Coretta Scott King, after he won the Nobel Peace Prize. And it is gorgeous. It's beautiful. That we just unveiled that last year. Another thing about Boston, gosh, that's I feel like I'm representing the city now, so I got to give you a good one. People here are really, really friendly. Despite what folks say, I think like all cities, like all places, they get a reputation and people just run with it, and it's easier to kind of regurgitate misinformation or what you've heard. But folks in Boston are cool as hell. They look out for you. They have a thick accent, you know what I mean? But they like seeing transplants. They like bringing people into the fold, if that makes sense. So just
Sure.
know that like if you need directions or you need help, not everybody's gonna flip you the bird. Like you can ask people for help, you can ask people for directions. Just greet them with a smile, and you'll get the same energy back.
Okay. All
That's
right.
my
All right.
experience. So yeah.
Okay. I love history once again. Love food. So I don't know if there's some great food spots there, but I'm
Oh,
definitely
food hands
intrigued.
down. Yeah, you'll
Okay.
have a hard time trying to find a bad food spot. You know what I mean? There's any culture, any cuisine, any vibe you want. You know what I mean? For me, I like going to spots that have cool aesthetic. You get all of it.
Okay, I like that. Let me get some advice from you. What advice would you give to anybody that wants to come into this industry as a journalist, right? Also, what advice has someone gave you that you hold on dearly to?
So the advice that I would give to any journalist is, um, gosh, I want to be selective about this. Keep trying, right? Like, be loud. That whole like squeaky oil. I'm terrible with analogies, but like when I first started, I was an MMJ. I wanted to anchor, you know what I mean? And I wanted to have a dual role. So instead of, them being like, oh no, we don't have the opportunity or we can't, I went to my news director's office and I said, can I get some reps at the desk? And so every day for like weeks after the actual newscast was over, I would just ask the director, can he stay an extra 10 minutes? I would take the same A block, just sit at the desk, and they would record it. And I would just go through an A block and just keep getting reps, get practice, turning in that ear, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, whatever. Walk to this monitor, do this, you know what I mean? Tossing to reporters, tossing to weather, ad-libbing, you know what I mean? So, and
Sure.
then eventually I had a reel that I could show to my news director. Somebody called out, it was a holiday. They were like, all right, you're up. You know what I mean? So I would tell folks, don't accept no. And I know that's kind of cliche, but like, if you are really wanting to do something, if you are really passionate about it, you have to find a way to speak up. You know what I mean? Even in Omaha, I was a weekend anchor and I had done every shift except the mornings. And so I went into my boss's office and I was like, hey, like every time there's an opportunity to fill in the mornings, like no one ever, pegs me or says anything. And he was like, oh, you want to be a morning anchor? And I was like, well, I kind of want to see what, if I can do it. I'm so used to evening anchoring and, I do feel like I have this wake up with me personality. I want to see if I can do both.
Yes, you do.
Next, after that, I was like, that was it. And now look, I'm doing morning. So you have to tell people what you want. This whole adage of like, you can't say that. Like, you can't tell me when to be an anchor. There's nothing wrong with having aspirations.
Sure.
Everybody has to pay their dues. Everybody has to start somewhere. No one thinks you're coming in like, I just want to be an anchor. I want to be on TV. Honestly, I love reporting. I don't want to give up reporting. I wanted to do both, but I was already reporting. So I needed an avenue to get into anchoring. If I was just anchoring, I would say, hey, can I work on the
Report.
story on the side? And can I do that? So
Right.
I
Right.
would tell reporters, find a person you trust in the newsroom that can help you if that's the case, whether it's a director or a mentor or an anchor, is approving your scripts or helping you. Find someone you trust, tell them, ask them for advice too, and make sure you communicate that. Make sure you ask for opportunities, ask for ways to help, get yourself in front of the people who make decisions so that you can be seen. And then there's, more opportunities for your career growth.
I love that. I really do. And I love what you just said about having aspirations. For me, I kind of live by a slogan of if there's not something that you're chasing, then what you really living for.
Mm,
Um, and that's kind of a slogan that I really adapt in my mind because I'm always having goals, whether it's small goals, big goals. I feel like you have to be goal oriented in life. And
absolutely.
anything that you do, whether it's a job, life, period, if you
Yeah.
don't have something that you're chasing, then what exactly is your purpose? Flip it.
Yeah. 100%.
And I feel that that's a great way to talk about that. Like it's okay to go in and say, "Hey, I would like to do this. Hey, if you got opportunities for me, I would love to pursue that. Hey, I just
Yeah.
want to let you know I'm on your radar just in case you know you're looking for somebody
I'm
to do something
available.
with."
Yeah.
Right.
If
So,
hey, I know everybody wants off on Christmas.
mhm.
I'm here in the city. I have no family here. I'm not coming home this time. If you need someone to fill in, just
Sure.
keep me in mind. You know what I mean? Like, and then
That's right.
also too, I would say like always to me, make sure you're prepared. So like opportunity is great, but you got to have like something to show for it too. So if you want to anchor, then ask for opportunities to try, or watch anchors that you like, watch them so that you are actually being a student of the craft. Don't just say you want to anchor and then you're not reading through scripts and you're not actually paying attention. I think you have to. So for me, I said, hey, I'll go sit at the desk and do 20 reps of a show, and so I have 4 minutes of content for you to go through and decide if I'm ready to be at the desk. So match that with effort and preparation. So
Without question. Without question. And I love that too. Thank you for adding that. This has been a really dope podcast, girl. You are
Oh, I'm excited.
absolutely amazing. I don't want to gas you up too much, but hey,
Like, just
you
kidding.
earned every accolade and every word that I'm saying out of my mouth. And I'm sure anybody that knows you would say the same thing.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
as they should. So now I need two more people that that would love to come on this podcast and do the same thing that you just did, break some bread with me.
Okay. I can definitely think of two folks that I could recommend to you. Do you want me to reach out to them? Do you want me to connect you via social media or?
Yeah, reach out to me. Do whatever you got to do. If
Yeah,
you get me up on LinkedIn, that'd be great. And then
absolutely. Yeah, I can
and
get two
after
people right
that,
off the top.
we
Yes.
can definitely go from there for sure. As I always do to wrap up my conversations on my podcast, I ask this question: is there anything else you would like to add before we conclude?
Ah, that is the perfect journalist ending. It is my favorite question to ask as well. I didn't answer your second question, so I'll end with this, right? And this is the most cliche, and it's my favorite thing to tell folks because it is so true. Like, be yourself, right? Like, there is space for you. Whoever's in the field is already there because they themselves, right? Like, you can't be them. My first market was like quirky and like, you know, not loud, but like fun. And I wasn't afraid to just kind of be myself. And I don't say make opportunities, like don't fake it, right? Like don't like look for way, like just be, you know what I mean? Like whether you have a laugh or you have an ism or a personality trait, like embrace it. I think that was one of the biggest things he's now the news director at the station. That was my first job. But at that time, he was one of the managers and he was incredible. He would always support me. He would be like, yo, like you bring this to the table, right? Like
Right.
that's why people love you. Like that's why they want you to moderate this event. And that's why they want you to come to their fashion show. And that's why you're the weekend anchor. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, whether it's your cultural background, whether it's your hair, whether it's your vibe, your energy, whatever unique thing that you are proud of, like embrace that. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
in this day and age, the space for uniqueness in journalism is beautiful. There was a point where it was like you didn't want to be different. You know what I mean? Now
Right.
it's like embrace, and it's so beautiful to see people just being themselves on TV, taking up space, informing folks, and not being ashamed of who they are. So my biggest thing I would say is be yourself, love that, bring that to the table, and be proud of it.
I love
That's
it. I love it. Like I said, it's been a really dope conversation with one of the best reporters out there in Boston and in the game, period. Keep killing
my
it.
best. It's some amazing journalists in Boston, but I'm grateful to be among them, and I'm humbled, truly. So
Yeah, no question. And shout out to all the journalists out there in Boston. But you cannot say great and not put Lauren Melendez up in there. So, gotta
I
put you up
appreciate
in
it.
there.
Thank you.
No
Seriously.
question. You take care and you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. You and I will definitely be in touch. You take
That
care.
we will. You too. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.